Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back to my I just spit. Get it together. Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back to my channel. It is Valentine's Day time. Is that like proper English? Probably not, but it's time for Valentine's Day. That is what I'm trying to say. I wanted to create a look for you that was romantic, but also worked in pinks because I personally love working pink into eyeshadows or eyeshadow looks. And this look is a play on pink because it's also got orange in there. So it's kind of like a sunsetty romantic with drag queen lashes because let's be honest, that's what these are. So I wanted to challenge myself and do a full drugstore makeup look with only products I already knew. Don't get me wrong, I really wanted to go to Target just for an excuse to buy new makeup because that's who I am as a person, down deep in my soul. I love makeup. But I was like, no, I'm going to use what I have and I'm going to create a look with what I got in my collection. And so I did. So if you like this look and you want to see how I got it, then keep on watching. First off, let's talk about these, my baby hairs. They are out of control. After I came off of birth control, I lost a ton of hair and it's all starting to grow back now. I'm gonna link in below in the description bar my blog post all about birth control and my experience coming off of it. First thing I'm gonna do is balm up my lips. I'm using the NYX Lip Loving Balm. I'm just gonna prep my lips. Okay, so next up, I'm going to prime my face. I'm using my Maybelline Master Prime. It's just by Face Studio primer and apply that all over before my foundation goes on. All right, so first up, I'm going to prime my lids. I'm using the NYX Vivid Brights. This is a cream color, and this one is in Rock Glam. It's just this really beautiful coppery color. And I'm just gonna apply that to my actual lids. Okay, so I'm using the L'Oreal Palette Nude, La Palette Nude, and I'm using the number 1, which is the lightest color, and I'm just setting my brow bone with that. So next I'm going to be using this NYX single eyeshadow. This is in Frisky. It's this really beautiful matte orange shade, and I'm going to use that as a transition in my crease, and I'm going to be using the ZOEVA 221. It's the Luxe Soft Crease Brush. Just going to put that right into my crease and blend it out. Okay, so next I'm using another NYX single eyeshadow. This one's in Make Me Blush, which is this really beautiful pink. And I'm just going to pat that all over my lid. I just think that it's a really pretty color for Valentine's Day. Okay, so next I'm going to go back in with the L'Oreal palette. I'm going to use one of these, maybe a combination of the browns. And then I'm going to use my Makeup Geek Smoky eye brush, and I'm going to smudge out my lower lash line just to kind of warm it up. All right, so I'm gonna throw in some mascara really quick. I'm using Maybelline, it's the Pumped Up Colossal. I really like this mascara because I like how thick the bristle is, the brush. The bristle is not a thing, it's the bristles on the brush, to the brush. I'm very, very particular about mascara. And in fact, 9 times out of 10, I will prefer drugstore mascara over high-end. I just feel like you get much more bang for your buck that way. I'm using only products that I have, so I'm not sure if every single thing is still available or not. If not, there's probably something comparable. But I just feel like I needed more va va voom with this eyeshadow look, so I'm using the NYX Ultra Pearl Mania, and this is in the shade Fanta Pearl. I've never used this before, but I just found this in my makeup drawer, and I'm like, it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna pop a little bit on my little palette here before I add foundation. And I'm gonna wet my brush down and pat it on my lid. Okay, so I'm using my Sigma shader brush. It's the E56. I recently discovered this brush and I'm obsessed. It's so good. It's perfect for like really getting into your eye and applying little things of eyeshadow on the lid like precisely. Using my Avene Thermal Spring Water. Love this stuff. Maybe in the States it's not technically drugstore, but in Canada it is, so I'm cheating and slipping that one in there. So now that this is wet, I'm going to pick up a little bit of this pigment and then pat that on my lid. I normally would do this before mascara, but it's a last minute decision, guys. Things are getting crazy. And always get rid of your excess. So I'm just tapping that off. Oh yeah, that's doing something for me right there. That's beautiful. For lashes, I'm using Ardell's 113s. I would typically go with my wispies, but I'm out of new ones, so I'm using the 113s. These are like pretty dramatic. They're kind of drag queen, but I'm okay with that. All right, so now that I have my obnoxious lashes on, in hindsight, I wish I had my wispies, but I don't, so it is what it is. I'm gonna put on some liquid liner. I'm gonna go with brown just to make it a little bit softer with this eye color. It's the Revlon Color Stay Skinny. It looks like this, and I'm going to just line my upper lash line. All right, for brows, I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist. So I don't know what shade this palette's in. It doesn't say it on the back, but it's like a medium brown. I typically use Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in chocolate, and this is pretty comparable color-wise. So for foundation, I'm torn between which one I'm gonna use. I have 3 drugstore ones that I like. I have the Rimmel, and it is the Match Perfection. I also have the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Luminous, and then I have the Maybelline Fit Me. All 3 of them I think are kind of off from my color tone right now because they were bought at different times of the year. I think I'm gonna go with today the Rimmel. I don't know if you guys have seen these yet or not, but I went to the NYX Cosmetics event a couple weeks ago after IMATS, and they now came out with the drop foundations so that you can use the same foundation year long, and then you can add the drops to make it a different shade as your skin tone changes. So I'm gonna mix this up real quick. Okay, so this is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation Brush. I just have a lot of NYX, obviously, so that's why there's so much NYX. So I put a couple drops of the foundation dropper in it. It looks like this. It's in 12 Classic Tan. So I'm mixing that in because that foundation looked just a tidge or smidge or whatever word that is too light. Really, the whole purpose of this is to make yourself look as though you don't have acne when you do, in fact, suffer from adult acne like I do, which is ridiculous. I want to cancel out my dark circles. And again, I'm using only what I already had. I don't really have a peach concealer that's drugstore, and I don't want to cheat. So I'm going to create one using this Yellow HD from NYX, and then also this Rimmel Match Perfection. All right, so there's my handy dandy mixer. There's the yellow, and there's the normal. I don't know, what do you call that? So here's the fact of the matter. I'm currently in LA shooting this video, and half of my stuff, probably not half, but a good portion of it is up in Vancouver still, and so every time I go to find something, it's just not there. But I did find a concealer brush because I was having a heck of a time finding one. This is the oval concealer brush, Crown Brushes C224. Okay, that's a little bit more yellow than I had hoped, but let's work with this and see what happens here. That's a lot more yellow than I was hoping for. Yeah. All right, we'll see what happens. Please hold. Yeah, that wasn't bad. It didn't do terrible. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. It's more white than anything. Eh, it is what it is. Let's move on, guys. I've used this so much that it's worn off. It's Maybelline. It looks like this. So, and it's an ivory. We're gonna use that today. So I'm gonna use the lighter shade to highlight under my eyes. I don't want it to be blinding bright. I think that that look has been done and overdone and way done over. But when I'm using what I have, then you gotta use what you got. And also I have the Photo Ready Revlon. I'm gonna just touch up this little zit right here, like that, and down here. And we're just gonna blend all that out and see what happens. All right, so I'm setting my face with the L'Oreal. It's the True Match Super Blendable Powder. It's warm. I would typically do a translucent powder, but believe it or not, I don't have a translucent powder here that is drugstore, and I don't want to cheat for you guys. I want to keep it all drugstore. So next up, we're doing bronzer. I want a really matte face, and apparently all of my matte bronzers that are drugstore are up in Vancouver because I am striking out today. I have 2 here that I'm going to kind of just play around with and see which one I prefer. I have the L'Oreal Infallible. It's the Pro Contour. It's in medium. And then I also have the Physicians Formula Super BB #InstaReady. So I have these 2 bronzers, and I'm going to be just using a little bit of both. The reason I'm going to go between the 2 is they both have certain bits of highlight in them or shimmer, and I don't really want the shimmer going on my face right now. I want to go more of a matte highlight, like I said already, because I'm repeating myself. And I'm going to use this Real Techniques, which is drugstore brush, and it's the sculpting brush. Let's make some magic happen, guys, shall we? You guys are OGG's, Original Gorgeous Girls, and then you've seen me use this a million times. It's the Physicians Formula Nude Wear. It's a quad, as you can see, and I haven't forgotten about it. I still love it. I still love it a lot. I just haven't used it, and that's why I love it so much, because it's amazing. I mean, the color payoff is incredible. So, I'm gonna highlight it up real quick. I'm gonna be using NYX lip liner, and it is in Alluring, and this color is beautiful. It reminds me so much of Strip Down, which is my MAC go-to. I use that every day of my life. But this is a little bit pinker, but still has that nudie undertone to it. All right, for lipstick, I'm using Maybelline. It's the Color Sensational lipstick in Nude Lust. So lip gloss I'm gonna put over top is the NYX Lingerie, and the color looks like it's 06, which is Push Up. Haha, get it? Because it's lingerie. Push Up. Haha, that's cute. All right, so lastly, I'm going to set my makeup in place. Again, I'm using the Avene. In Canada, again, this is available at the drugstore. I don't know where it's available in the US other than online, but if you're looking for a good drugstore makeup setting spray, my favorite is Pixie by Petra. The Glow Tonic gives me life. That's so cheesy of a statement to say, but it's true. I love it so much. But this is really great too. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This look is just really fun, sunsetty, romantic. It's pretty for Valentine's Day. I feel like the foundation, the coverage payoff was actually really good. It's not a full coverage, it's more of a medium coverage, but I feel like the combination of the two just really did really, really well. I feel like in person, it looks just really smooth and flawless. So anything that you want to know that I'm using in this video is listed in the description bar below, as well as my blog, AngelaLanter.com, so come visit me there. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're subscribed. If you're not, please do it. And visit me on my blog on Tuesdays for Girl Talk Tuesdays. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Au revoir.